And welcome back to the stage.
What is that?
Osi Umenyiora.
What is that?
And the Uprise, baby. Yeah.
You sound like sound like we were about to do Magic Mike. You know Magic Mike? That's what you sounded like. And welcome back to the stage.
Welcome back to the stage.
Incredible,
6'5".
man. Yeah.
All the way live.
All the way live. What's up, bro? How are you?
Hey, everything's all good, man. You
Yeah.
know the holidays are around the corner.
Yes, they are.
You know, and it's early, and I want to show you my early present to you.
Okay, what you got?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what you
Look
got
at this,
for me?
Osi.
Ooh.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh,
see this,
yeah.
You see this apparel?
I love it, J Bell.
You know where you can get this?
I know exactly where you can get it, but I want you to enlighten the people.
Man, can you get
NFL Shop, baby.
The NFL Shop, baby.
NFLshop.com.
NFLshop.com?
Nice little Giants sweater. Which one would you wear? Would you wear that one, or would you wear the Cowboys? Would you wear the Houston? Would you wear the Cowboys? Would you wear the Houston Texans? Or would you wear the Minnesota Vikings?
I would wear the New York
one?
Giants. I would wear that one that I'm giving to you. And I suggest anyone that's looking for a gift.
Yep.
Man, apparel
NFL
for your
Shop.
favorite team.
NFLshop.com.
You know what I'm saying?
Get it cracking.
I love it. All about it.
Get it cracking.
Will
man.
you please wear that?
I will wear it, but not today.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to wear it just, when I get home.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just going to wear just that. It's nothing else. That's all I'm going to have on. My wife is going to be disgusted.
Surprise, Layla!
Will you please put on some NFLshop.com pants or something?
I can't. I just wanted to get you a wholesome gift, and you're going to go there.
I went there, man.
Oh, my gosh.
That's just what I do. So, football?
A lot of things happen this week. A lot of things we do not agree on, and we do probably agree on. But I have to ask you this. Did you think, or do you think, Joe Burrow is the man of the hour?
Ooh.
And
is he the man of the hour?
Is he, because he hasn't been really talked about enough about the MVP. I mean, we've had, our front runner, Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes has been the MVP, I think, for the past 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, Jalen Hurts?
Front runner for the
Joe
MVP.
Burrow.
Front runner for the MVP, in my opinion, has to be Jalen Hurts, right?
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think he has to be the front runner for the MVP. Mahomes has won it before, correct?
Yeah.
And I think we've all
Just once, right?
Yeah, once. And I think we've all, I wouldn't say got accustomed to, but this is Mahomes.
Yes.
Like we know what he's about. He's done this for the past 5 years, right? He's been a fantastic football player.
Yes.
3 of those years he could have won the award. 3 of those years, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you look at what Jalen Hurts has done this year, and the leap that this man has taken from last year to this year, right?
Yeah.
As far as an offensive weapon,
Yeah.
he ran for over 100 and something yards last week.
Scary.
I mean, threw for 300 and some yards. He's just dicing people up in the air, on the ground. He has the weapons around him. I just don't see how he wouldn't be right now the front runner. They're an 11-1 football team. They have the best football team right now in the NFL.
You think they're the best, yeah?
Oh, they have to be.
Yeah?
Have to be. In the way
hard to argue against it.
I mean, look at what they did to the Tennessee Titans.
I know.
Completely dismantled them,
They've
right?
gotten better, too.
Completely dismantled that
gotten
football
better.
team, right?
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel and who we talk about defensively and how they're going to scheme things, they had no answer for him. They had no answer for that team. It was ridiculous what went down.
I can't fight you on that.
Yeah. So how do you now not say that Jalen Hurts is the MVP right now? Like, would I say that Patrick Mahomes is obviously he's clearly a better quarterback in terms of like the body of work and what he's been able to do.
Yeah.
He's the better quarterback, best quarterback in football.
Yeah.
But the MVP of the league right now over Jalen Hurts, I just have a hard time. I have a hard time giving it to anybody other than Hurts, man. I have a hard time, Jay.
Strong argument. And I think if I was arguing against myself, which I'm considering doing right now, as I do often, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, what he's been doing, the body of work, like you said. But how do you say, how do I argue with your point when you have one team that won, one team that lost?
Yeah.
Like, how do I
It's tough opponents.
Like, how do I argue? The Philadelphia Eagles this is the best they've looked.
Yeah.
And they've looked good.
Mm-hmm.
And Jalen Hurts, man, he keeps answering the bell and he's improving. I want to see improvement throughout the year, and that's what's happening. Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he's the man. He was delivering. But yeah, it's tough. I don't know, Osi.
Yeah.
You make a very, very good argument, and this is coming from a giant.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough, right? Like, who wants to talk about Philly like this, especially if you're a Giants fan? Nobody wants to do that. But you have to, when you, okay, if you're going to compare him to anybody, right? You could compare him in a way, not the athlete like Lamar is, not that level of athleticism, right? But you could say, all right, they're dynamic football players in both parts, right? So in order to beat Lamar before,
right,
you knew what to do.
Yeah.
You knew, okay, you have to stop this. Stop this.
Yeah.
I don't think you do that with this guy. I don't think you can do that.
The offense is really well tailored around his skill set. He has a lot of weapons. You're right. This is why I'm putting Burrow in this conversation.
Yeah.
Because to your point, which I completely agree, Philly's gotten better. Jalen's gotten better. Looking good. Dak is getting better too, but two different things. But Burrow, man. Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
That team's getting better. He's getting better. That offense is looking like one of the best offenses in the NFL right now. It's just taken them a long time to get there.
Yep.
So I'm going with Hurts and Burrow.
Yeah, Hurts and Burrow. I give you that.
I mean, listen.
You've been a
Pat
Burrow
is
believer.
right there,
You've been a Burrow believer.
Yeah, I mean, to your point of what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, these two teams, they could easily be in the Super Bowl against each other, right?
Yeah, easily. I like Bengals. I like the Bengals. I like what they're doing. The funny thing about Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow.
Yep.
If you were to say, is he the most talented quarterback in football? I think you could probably name like 3 or 4 who have more physical talent. Like, okay, so you say Mahomes. Mahomes is more
the arm talent. The arm talent is.
Say Josh Allen.
Yep.
Is more talented.
Yep.
You can argue, you can say Lamar Jackson is a more talented.
At something. But the first two you mentioned.
Right.
Justin Herbert is getting gets the talent tag.
Talent, right? But Joe Burrow, I don't know which one of those guys is a better quarterback than him.
Right. Because when you talk about Tom Brady, you didn't put the talent word next to him, right? And he's the greatest of all time. Okay.
Right?
I get what you're saying.
So the things that he's doing, the things that he's been able to do, right? Joe Burrow over the course of, these first 3 years.
Yeah.
He's that guy, bro. He's that guy.
He
is. The team is now like a reflection of him.
Yeah, I agree.
Usually they take on they take on the personality of their coach.
Yes.
But I think this team has his personality.
Ooh, to your point about Philly.
Yeah.
I think they got Jalen Hurts' personality. Right.
And it's interesting, man. I find it really interesting.
Right. You are very right about that. Because when you look at the Bills, they have the personality of the head coach.
You look at the Titans.
Personality of the head coach.
Head coach.
Great teams.
A lot of great teams will take on the personality of their head coach.
Does KC have the personality of Andy Reid?
100%. 100%. That's what he is. He's been that for
that's
20
the team.
years.
Yeah, it's the personality of Andy Reid.
It's Andy Reid.
It works. They won a Super Bowl.
Boom,
but yeah.
But these teams now,
it's like the personality of the quarterback. Or maybe the quarterback just fits.
I think Cincinnati the team. This is they're gritty, they're tough.
Yeah.
They're not the most talented, but they have enough talent. They're talented enough, and they're just smarter. They're just they're him.
But what do you say talent? Are you talking about the defense side of the ball? Because on offense, they got more talent. Think about the offensive talent they got.
Yeah, they have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
Their O-line is
Tyler
playing
Moore.
great.
O-line
Joe
playing
Mixon's
good.
great. 2 running backs.
100%.
So you mean
Right?
like on defense, they might not be
Just
there.
in total for me. Just when I think of the Cincinnati Bengals.
You don't think? But is that a miss? That's what I'm trying to say. Is that just because of how we think about them and we don't think about them as talent? Because they are loaded. They're loaded, OC.
Offensively, that's fair.
That is one of the most talented teams. So I'm
Probably
like, is
the-
it? Yeah.
probably the most.
Right. How do you can't
Probably
win a
the most
one-on-one
talented.
matchup
Yeah.
playing those guys?
Yeah. It's just a perception of them. You're right. It's a perception. And it's not accurate. It's not reality. Because they are. When you think about,
They're so
Yeah.
talented.
they are. You're right.
Like when we talk about KC, sometimes we think Tyreek Hill's still there.
Yeah. And he's not.
You see what he's done with Miami?
Yeah.
Man, that whole thing has changed
Yeah.
because of Tyreek Hill, then Jalen Waddle.
Mm.
Blown the doors off that offense.
Yeah.
That is what talent, that is
That's what
superb
talent does.
talent.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I'm just, you know how
You're right.
we see things over and over again. And
You're right.
to your point, what you're saying about Philly, when you were saying that and you were breaking that down, I'm listening to you and I'm like, man, all we can do each year is get to this point and evaluate.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everything we do before, we got to get ready for the season. But right now at this time, we can look at these teams and we can say, all right, this is their identity this year. This is what they got to fix or improve, strengths, weaknesses. But this is how they're going to do it. And if they stick to this, maybe they can win some of these matchups.
Yeah.
And their identity is clear. And to your point, when you look at Philly, the identity is clear. Cincinnati, the identity is clear. KC, to me, the identity is clear. Dallas, to me, the identity is clear. The Bills, the identity is clear. Miami, the identity is clear. You know, San Francisco was clear.
Still clear. But that's a topic for another.
We'll hold that because, yeah.
That's a topic for
Listen,
another time.
watch our show. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, when you look at these teams, it's who you are. Everybody, we know who they are this year at this moment.
Yeah.
Just right now.
I agree.
You know, it
I
could
agree.
change. It could evolve. So before we go, I need to know your top. Just give me, I know you got a big day today.
I do have a big day today.
Big day today.
And we have something else that we need to discuss.
We have a go. Yes, we do. We
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
So big news. Deion Sanders is now the head coach for the
My favorite player all time.
definitely a lot of people's favorite player.
Man, reason I play corner.
Yeah. He's now the head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes.
University
which
of Colorado.
Used to be a storied program.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
They had good players, Cordell Stewart
Yeah.
/ the enemy.
Oh,
All
the
those
90s,
guys,
they were.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were
my
good,
goodness.
good football team.
Yep.
Took a bit of a dip, and Deion Sanders now is their head coach.
Yep. Pac-12.
Yeah. Now, Deion was the head coach of the Jacksonville State.
No, Jackson State.
Jackson State. Jackson,
Mississippi.
football team, which is a historically black college,
It's HS.
HBCU.
Yes.
And
the SWAC.
Yeah, it was a SWAC. Yeah. And he brought a lot of attention.
Yes, he did.
And he brought a lot of good things for the time that he was there. Brought in some, big time recruits, big time players went there
You
with
said the
him.
best word, attention.
Yeah. And
That school, they weren't getting attention before.
right. And so now, his stated mission was he didn't think that, he said everything went through the quote unquote, the Alabamas.
the Power 5 schools.
Yeah, the Power 5
Yeah.
school. Everything went through there. And he was like, no, a lot of the talent is black. And so a lot of the talents can actually come through HBCUs and elevate the program and keep everything.
Is that what
in-house.
he said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So many years ago when he started.
Yeah, exactly.
Just making sure.
And keep everything, in these schools, and we can draw attention to these schools and elevate the schools that way, because a lot of the talent should actually be able to come through these schools.
This is a viable alternative.
Make it to the NFL, right?
That's the main thing,
Right. And this is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was in Jackson State. They won.
Changed the program. Facilities got better. Well, at least stadium and practice facility.
Right.
Brought money in there. Under Armour came.
Right. And
donated half his salary.
And now he's gone. He's to a bigger school, bigger program, a lot more money. This is good for him. No question about that, right? And so now there are a lot of people who are calling him a sellout, right?
Do you think a lot of people are?
100%. That's the debate here.
See,
right?
It's funny you talked about algorithms earlier.
Yeah.
My feed is more positive.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's weird that.
You're seeing both of those.
I'm seeing more positive.
Right. So you got people who are saying that he's a sellout for going to Colorado as opposed to what his stated intention was with the HBCUs. And then you have a lot of people who are coming down on his side like, hey, listen, he's moving on up. Like, what do you expect him to stay in that particular situation and continue to struggle, which is exactly what was going on. It was a struggle.
Well, they won.
No,
a struggle as far as
finances.
Yeah, it's tougher.
It's tough. It was tough there, right? And so now this opens up a very, very interesting subject. Very, very interesting debate here. And I don't know how to feel about it one way or the other. I don't, because as a person, as
usually
a man,
you have an opinion.
Yeah, no, but as a person, as a man, as a with a family and all these things going on, you can never begrudge him for moving to college. How, right? Like, how do you begrudge somebody for doing that, right? Taking care of his family, making sure he has opportunities.
Well, he said it's not for any of that. He said it's not for the taking care of his family or that, because he said, I've already got the bag.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Right? That's what he said. And so now I'm in a little bit of a predicament.
Okay.
I'm in a little bit of a situation here.
All right. I'm interested.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm not like it's not just talk for me, right? It's not talk. I'm really about that life.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm really about it.
Yeah. You would have stayed. You would have gotten there and stayed.
So when I looked at this HBCU situation, I didn't just start looking at it today. I looked at this a couple of years ago, right? And I said to myself, there was no players drafted, right?
Right.
From HBCUs to go into the NFL recently.
Because back in the day there were.
There was. But recently there wasn't. Yeah. And so I saw the NFL trying to do a lot of things to try to facilitate the HBCUs, and you see Troy Vincent doing a lot of things with that. And I remember speaking to the commissioner, and he was saying, he was trying to figure out how we can, because once it came out that there were no players from an HBCU drafted, it became like a thing.
Because remember, that had never really happened before.
It didn't happen before.
Yeah.
Right? So I looked at the situation and I said, I know exactly what's going on here. I know exactly what's going on here. This isn't, it's not like people trying to be ugly, or the talent wasn't going to the HBCUs.
Got it.
Right? Like the most quality athletes, like, what are they going to go to HBCU for when you can go to Alabama,
follow the money,
Tennessee, period, right?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I know what to do. I know exactly what to do here, right? This is what I said, J. Bell. I said,
I got this answer.
I know what this answer is, and we talked about this.
Yeah, we did. That's why
this is what I'm going to do.
Yes. I can confirm this.
This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do.
I remember. That's why.
Right?
You did.
I know where there's hundreds of thousands
of
these kind of high quality athletes. Right?
This is a brilliant environment.
So all I'm going to do now is Deion has started this, right? And you saw Eddie George and a lot of these.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I said, okay, this is exactly what we're going to do. This is, so here in Africa, you have these incredibly talented athletes, right? Mm-hmm. And the HBCUs, you know, they're not getting these athletes because all the guys in America, they're going to, and for their own, I get it, right? Mm-hmm. So all we're going to do is we're going to facilitate these great athletes going to HBCUs. Mm-hmm. This is going to increase the level of talent tremendously at these HBCUs. And now, over the course of a couple of years, you're going to start seeing players drafted from these HBCUs because they're getting the highest quality athletes, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. This is a good thing. Mm-hmm. But now, right? Now, if Deion and people like this, right, are leaving for greener pastures, which is well within their rights to do, right? Now I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, why should I steer these players into an environment when they can go to a better environment? Say, for instance, Alabama or Tennessee or Texas offers or says, hey, or say, for instance, I start this program, right? And they start going to these HBCUs, right? And then these big Power 5 schools now start to see, oh, man, the Uprising, they got these great athletes. And they're now saying, you know what? Yeah, why don't you come over here? Why don't you come with me? Come to Alabama or come to Texas. Mm-hmm. Initially, obviously, we're in this together, in talking about the HBCU thing, right? And we're going to elevate these programs. But now, well, why not go to Texas or Alabama?
Because of one person's decision, you change your opinion?
I'm not saying that I changed my opinion because of that, right? Mm-hmm. But initially, when I first said that this was what I was going to do, there was always pushback on it.
Right.
There was always, hey, they should go to Alabama and go to all these places. You know, why would you? Because it was this, to me, it was about the struggle, not necessarily the struggle, but the ability to, stick with something no matter what the difficulties are, no matter what the greener pastures could be, right?
So there's no reason to change that.
There's no reason for me to change that, right?
You.
But everybody else is.
But that has nothing to do with you.
It has nothing to do with me. It doesn't have anything to do with me.
I think the Deion thing and what you're saying are two different conversations.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Because there's a reason why, right? Mm-hmm. And most of my family members went to HBCUs. Mm-hmm. I grew up in that environment, right? Yeah. So there's a reason why these kids and these they don't go there. There's a reason why.
Because the sports programs don't have the resources.
Exactly.
Not the school, but the programs,
football. They don't have the resources.
Think about when you go on a trip. What are they showing you?
Yes.
Resources.
Correct.
Facilities.
Right.
Look at these shiny cleats.
Good. So now, why should I be like, hey, yeah, go to these schools that lack the resources, as opposed to sending them to the schools that actually do have all those resources if eventually, and what I've seen from everybody is if they had the opportunity to go to these Power 5, they would do that.
I think you just answered the question.
Explain.
You're saying, why would I?
Yes.
Why would I prevent them from going to the schools with the resources?
Yes.
Because of your beliefs. And if your belief in what you're trying to do, your mission is challenged, then do the other thing.
And this is the only problem that I have with what Deion did. That is the only issue that I have.
Do you believe Deion oversold the mission?
Yes.
Okay. I think, yeah. Okay.
Initially.
Yes. Okay.
That's the only problem I have.
I see what you're saying. I do. And I understand it. And I do agree. But is this what people do when they are in a situation. They want to do their best. Like if I'm doing something now and I believe in it, I'm going to give it my all. You know me better than anybody. Man, what if you tell me today we're going to pivot and do this, J. Bell, I see it this way, and I'm like, I'm with you, OC, let's go. Does that mean I wasn't giving my all in this when I was there? Am I allowed to pivot? And what reason I say that is I've seen more coaches in college football ranks pivot. You look at USC, a friend of mine works there, followed the coaching staff from Oklahoma, went in, all that. That guy nobody just pivots. I feel like in this scenario, the harshest critics on all this are our people speaking this way about Deion Sanders. And I feel like, yeah, he's pivoting. Yeah, he's changing. But that's what people do in life. They evolve. And I do believe, to your point, the way he was talking about what he was doing, he actually kind of accomplished it. Because he brought attention, notoriety to an institution. So maybe he's saying, hey, all you ex-players with names, you're not getting these opportunities. You can go this route. You can do this. You can bring in your resources. Look, I've showed you. Because he did show us. I don't know who else can do it. There's only one Deion.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
But look at what you're doing with NFL Africa.
If you
didn't have the name, it wouldn't be happening like this.
If that was his stated mission.
Yeah. But his stated mission can change. People's missions change. That look tells me you don't agree, and people's missions change all the time.
People's missions do change all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I'm just not sure.
It doesn't make you happy.
No.
Sorry, I'm not even gonna say that because that's not true.
I'm not against what he did.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
But what I'm trying to tell you is this.
You wanted him
If I came out, right, and I said, listen, we are going to change the landscape of college football with the talent that we bring into these HBCUs. I'm telling you, if I came out and said that,
yes,
we're going to change the landscape of college football with the talents that we bring in to HBCUs.
Yes.
This is what the Uprising is doing.
Okay.
This is what we're going to do right here.
Okay.
We're going to make sure that the talent level is all across HBCUs, so we no longer ever have to hear about they don't have the talent there, and that's why there's nobody being drafted from HBCUs. If I come out and say that, and a year after I start bringing in these athletes, I said, you know what? I think it'd be better for them to go to Alabama or Texas or, any of these schools, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm open game for people to say, hey, that's not what you initially said. Am I allowed to pivot?
Okay.
Of course I'm allowed. Of course I'm allowed to pivot.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right?
Everybody's allowed for open game on other people's opinion. Yes,
but you can actually, and it's fair. It's fair for them to be like, hey, you said you were going to do.
Yes,
it's fair. That's the only thing that I can say here. Yeah,
I agree with that. It is fair. But I just think
it's not wrong what he did.
You're thinking rational. I think when you talk about a lot of these comments, you'd be like, people are their own harsh critics on their people. That's what I see.
Yeah.
It's like he's not allowed to evolve.
Yeah.
Regardless of if he's changed his opinion. You might get in there and might be like, hey, now that I've been here a while, it is better to do this.
Yeah.
Like, it
usually is.
You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. So, but I hope the best for him.
Me too,
you know what I'm saying?
I like I met him a couple of times, spent some.
He's my idol,
Good dude, man. Cool dude, swag.
I love what he's doing.
I'm happy for him.
I love everything he's doing,
but I get it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. No, I just it's interesting. It is, because you see this happen in college football all the time, but the hypocrisy on it when the way we attack our own is very interesting. Very interesting.
I think they're attacking him for a different reason. I think if say for instance Deion went to Troy, right? He was a coach at Troy.
Yeah, but that's
and then left.
Yeah.
No. Troy is a small school. And then left Troy and went to Colorado.
Right, because he wasn't in HBCU. Yeah.
I think nobody would be begrudging him. They'd be like, oh, of course, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to. But I think the issue here was...
He was selling, I'm going to be there for the foreseeable future and build this whole thing up.
Thing.
He did say things that way, but that's what I was saying. We evolve.
Yeah.
And that's I wouldn't want to restrict that from anybody.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, Osi got to get out of here because he's got things to do. I'm not going to put his personal business out there, but it's going to be fun what he's going to do.
Yeah.
It's a recital. We all know about that. Till next time, Uprise.